Welcome back to Drexel Update here on Inside Ambition. Before we get started, make sure that you go ahead and follow us on all of our social media. Today, I'm talking with Julia Farley, a 2021 Drexel graduate. Hi, Julia, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. Oh my gosh, it's so hot. Summer's here.
I feel you on that. So why don't you start off by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Sure, I am an animation and visual effects major, fine arts minor. So I came to Drexel in 2017 and I just had my last class this week and I'll be graduating on the 11th.
Awesome. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your program and kind of what you studied while you were here?
Definitely. So I was drawn to Drexel because of the 3D animation program. It's really special. I think we have an incredible um, just department. We have so many amazing professors that I've been through. Milady Bridges is our advisor and our department head, and she is incredible. Like she's someone who's worked on Avengers films. We've had people who worked on like all of these amazing, incredible films, and they have shared all of their knowledge and skills and resources with us. So I was lucky enough to have so many amazing opportunities in my 4 years. I'm so grateful that I did this program because it's really like nothing other. Like I would not have had any of these experiences had I done another program. So for example, I was part of the Drexel in LA summer program, which was basically a 3-month internship after my sophomore year. And that was amazing. I worked for the Jim Henson Company on a Disney Junior show, which was incredible experience. I made amazing connections that led me to come back for my co-op the next year after my junior year. And I completed my co-op in Los Angeles during the 2020 pandemic. I wouldn't trade it for the world because, again, an amazing experience. I loved my co-op. I got to work in my programs doing exactly what I like really honing my skills and building my reel. And so now I'm so excited to graduate and share like all of these projects that I've been working on. I spent the past year and a half working with my 8 to 10 person senior project team, and we made a original 3D animated short film. It's called Light Years Apart by Space Camp. It's on YouTube, so please check it out because it took so much work and I'm so proud of it. It was like the culmination of everything that we did at Drexel, taking all your skills, all those classes, and then having all of those incredible advisors lead you along the way to, we made a 4-minute film that we're submitting to like student Oscars and the rookies. And we're just so proud. And I'm so proud to have been part of the team and to be sharing this, yeah, like the cherry on top. This is everything that college was made for. And I'm so excited to be releasing our film.
Oh, that is so amazing. It sounds like such a great project. So I'm definitely checking it out, and I hope everyone else does too. Um, so you touched a little bit on, the pandemic, but how did that overall affect your college experience, you think?
Well, it it completely changed my college experience. I mean, I did I was lucky that I got to do freshman, sophomore, junior year in person. And then when it was time for my co-op, I actually flew to Los Angeles to start my co-op in March 2020, like right at the beginning. So then my co-op, I was working remotely with my team. We were doing Zoom meetings every day for our projects. That was definitely a huge change. Of course, everyone had to experience going from completely in person. And as an animation student, you have your labs, you have this community there for you. And then suddenly you're locked in your room with your MacBook Pro and no one on your team, none of the regular support and, technical support too. So it was just the biggest change. It was very isolating. It was definitely more of a struggle. But I'm very grateful for especially my senior project team, Space Camp. We met 3 or 4 times a week on Zoom, and that's what that connection, that communication, and that back and forth all the time really helped us have an easy production. So we did our entire senior project digitally. We basically only had a few meetings before the pandemic, and that was to talk about the story. And then once the pandemic hit, we were in production and we completed the entire thing. None of us saw each other for the whole senior year. None of us stepped foot in a computer lab. We were all at home. Most of us not even in Philadelphia at that. And it was crazy. It was not at all what I thought my senior project would be like. But in one way, it was disappointing that I didn't get to see my team, but in another way, it was incredible because we made this amazing project. And I wonder, like, would we have been able to dedicate that much if, you know, we'd been in person and balancing all these other things? So it, you know, as unfortunate as it was, I feel lucky that I was able to really like complete my senior year with everything that I'd wanted to, complete my senior film and really have that like sense of pride and like, I did it.
Yeah, that's great. It certainly was a challenging year. You certainly have certain expectations, but I'm glad that it ended up, you know, being great in the end. Now that you're finished with school, do you have any plans going forward about working in the industry?
Absolutely. I totally loved Los Angeles. Like I said, I did the Drexel in LA program and then I went there for co-op. So I absolutely intend to pursue a career in animation and visual effects. And I'm going to move to LA at the end of the summer. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited to reconnect with all of the connection, you know, the people that I met through my co-op and the people that I met through other experiences in LA and to be part of like the film industry and the movie industry. And it makes me so excited. I think I have so much to look forward to.
Oh, well, that's great. So what would you say was probably the most valuable thing that you learned from your time at Drexel?
Ooh, very good. Hmm. Um, Definitely, I think that coming into college, I felt very independent. And I felt that if there's a problem, I will solve it and I will learn how to solve it. And even if that takes me 10 hours doing it on my own, I want to do it. And I realized very quickly as an animation student that you cannot do everything. There are some things that you cannot do. There are some things that other people are going to be able to do better than you, that they're going to be able to give you advice. They will teach you 10 hours of that in 10 minutes. And I really, I think the biggest lesson I learned was just ask for help. Don't feel bad asking for help. Ask questions when you're confused. Your teachers are going to answer them. Your friends are more than happy to help you and to guide you along. I think I really thought that there was a lot of competition between me and my peers, but then really we were all on the same team. And when it came time for senior project too, those people who had helped me and who maybe I had helped in return, we all came together and made the project together. And so that was incredible too, that now we had all grown our skills and could put them all to good use and like share and make this project. And it was a project that I would never been able to do one person. Like you needed those 8 people and you needed everyone working together and helping each other. And, oh, here's a faster way of doing that. Or did you know that you could, you know, go on this website and get it quicker? So asking for help, definitely the biggest, best lesson I learned in college.
That's great. Well, Julia, congratulations on graduating. I hope you've thoroughly enjoyed your experience at Drexel. Thank you for being on the show and best of luck in LA. You know, I really look forward. Hopefully we see some great things from you. So thanks for being on the show.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Hi, I'm Lizzy Friedman, this is Inside Ambition, and you're on 34th and Art, the intersection for all things arts and entertainment in and around Drexel University. Up first, here's your pop culture moment. So there's a new meal over at McDonald's called the BTS meal, and it is named and inspired after BTS, popular K-pop group. It's pretty interesting to see that this has come over to America all the way from Korea. And how BTS has kind of taken the world by storm and it's even infiltrated our fast food culture. So head on over to your local McDonald's and grab yourself a BTS meal. Let me know how it is. I can't eat it because I'm vegetarian, but I'm sure it's yummy. Happy finals week, Dragons. You did it once again. I am so proud of you. We all deserve some rest after this one. If you somehow find yourself with some time to immerse yourself in some new media, the 34th and Art team has got your back with some more recommendations. Have you gotten back into reading recently like you did when you were 12? Well, then you should read all the books you weren't allowed to when you were 12. I personally just finished The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. It's the first in a well-known trilogy. You might have seen some of the film adaptations. It's internationally reigning all the way from Sweden, and it is a great thrilling crime novel. It's super suspenseful. By the end of it, I was gnawing on the bits of my nails like what was gonna happen. but fair trigger warning, there is a lot of violence and sexual abuse. For a podcast and your daily dose of mythology and misogyny, head on over to Let's Talk About Myths, Baby. It's a podcast where Greek and Roman mythology almost expert and full-on geek, Liv, who reigns all the way over from the beautiful maple land of Canada, breaks down all of the Greek and Roman myths. She does it in such an entertaining way that you almost forget that these are fake and maybe probably happened in real life. She also puts a really cool feminist twist on the stories that bring about new ideas that you might have not thought of before. Find this podcast on Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Now, this last one is because I am a huge cartoon fan, but really, who isn't? So if you like Adventure Time as much as I do, it's probably one of my favorite shows in the world, then you will love Infinity Train. It's an HBO Max original and was created by some of the same people that worked on Adventure Time. It's got 4 seasons that each follow a different main character and how they navigate the Infinity Train and what it means to them. I personally watched it in less than a week, so that's how you know it's really good. Now on to one of our lovely writers, Emily McAndrews' recommendations. First, Halston is a brand new 5-part limited series on Netflix. Created by Ryan Murphy and starring Ewan McGregor, the show follows influential American fashion designer known as Halston. He's a bit of a hot mess, but aren't we all though? You can definitely watch the show in one sitting, so grab your popcorn. Now, this recommendation is a bit of an underrated gem. I've been seeing it pop up on socials a little bit, and definitely more people should know about this movie. We all know Anne Hathaway as Princess Mia Rinaldo Thermopylae Rinaldo.
Amelia Mionette Thermopolis Rinaldi, Princess of Genovia.
But have you seen her as a bit of a princess in Ella Enchanted? This movie spins the classic fairy tale story on its head. See Ella find her independence and love along the way. Hashtag girlbossin'. For Kat Brady's recommendations, we have Breeders on Hulu. Starring Sherlock's Martin Freeman, the British comedy centers around a family of 4 and the paradox of loving your kids but also wanting to kill them. You know, in a family way. Covering a variety of topics including living in London and raising a kid with mental illness and the normalized dysfunction of family, Breeders is a stark contrast to American comedies. Next recommendation is Mike's Mike on YouTube. Australian YouTube personality Mike's Mike hosts a weekly podcast called Jumping in an Elevator that discusses pop culture and important questions, such as, will you survive if you jump in an elevator right before it hits the ground? Spoiler alert, you will not. Kat also recommends cello music because it is really calming. Specifically, Kat wants you to look at Suite 1 in G major, As for our editor, Sam's recommendations, she has none. Although she is in fact a film major, she has absolutely nothing to recommend for you to watch this break. She's very sorry at this time and will be taking donations in lieu of flowers. And last but not least, our lovely lead producer, Liv Jones, would recommend, first off, getting your headphones on for the new 21 Pilots album, Scaled and Icy. Middle school calls, and I'm picking up. 21 Pilots always knows how to throw a bop in there. Next, there's apparently a dinosaur exhibit over at the Philly Zoo called Big Time, Life in an Endangered Age. And according to Liv, it's really cool. Who doesn't love dinosaurs, and who doesn't love the Philly Zoo? And lastly, who doesn't love a good throwback? And what is Disney Plus for if not that? So head on over there and stream Phineas and Ferb all summer break long, because that is exactly what the show is about. There's 104 days of summer vacation. Yeah. But if you're talking about Drexel, there's about 5 days in summer vacation. And you're probably still working each of those 5 days. That's all of your recommendations for you, so nobody should be bored this whole break. Thanks for sticking around this season. It's been a blast. I'm off to a co-op over in Massachusetts for the summer, so I'll be signing off of 34th and Art and the Inside Ambition team for just a little while, but I promise this is not the last you have seen of me or the whole 34th and Art team. Trust me, we are too stubborn to let it die. I hope you all have a lovely entertainment and arts filled summer. It's been an honor serving you as your pop culture reporter. Don't forget to follow us on all of our socials for all the latest. There's some big things coming up, so stay tuned. Bye!
Hi, I'm Ava, and you're watching Drexel Update with Inside Ambition. And today I'll be talking with Dr. Jeffrey Levine, who is a professor at Drexel and is also leading a brand new eSports management program at Drexel, which I think he's very excited to tell you guys all about. But before we get into that, I want to remind you guys to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy this video. And if you'd like to see more content like this, make sure you are following us on our Instagram at inside_ambition.
So let's get right into it. Hi, Dr. Levine. How are you?
It's a pleasure to be here, Ava. I'm great. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks. So my first question for you is really just, it would be great if you could tell us a bit about yourself and your background and how you ended up teaching at Drexel.
Absolutely. My background sort of actually starts before I got into academia. I actually came from another career path. I was a practicing attorney with a focus initially on sports law. And then gradually I discovered that I enjoyed teaching and researching more than the lawyerly aspects of my career. And I went back to school for my doctorate in sport management, focusing on how sport or player physical activity could be used as a hook to bring diverse groups of people together to address important societal issues. And I was fortunate enough, after teaching at a previous institution, to come on board at Drexel University in a fantastic department, the Department of Sport Business, and then an opportunity to lead the eSports business program as someone who has always been interested in emerging technology in sport and having a background in technology and certainly as a youngster playing video games and sort of being a part of the college scene and the LAN parties when I was a college undergraduate as well. But competitive video games is something that during my doctoral program, I was keeping abreast on and more looking at the legal and policy issues. But this opportunity to, with the Drexel eSport business program coming online not that long after I got here, it was just a wonderful opportunity to take the lead and really help our students get into a first in line position to really chart the future of this emergent industry. Now, as the lead, I'm working with other researchers on a variety of projects in the esports ecosystem, looking at motivations for consumers to watch and play video games and tune into esports, some of the social issues within esports, how esports and video games can be used as that hook to bring people together as part of addressing important societal issues, and then also the power that esports might have for diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. So there's a lot to unpack here, and I'm just thrilled to be here.
Amazing. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of different topics. That sounds really exciting for students to dive into. So my next question is really just, I heard about this new esports management major in like October of last year, I think. So it came out towards the end of last year, if I'm not wrong about that. So what I'm wondering is what exactly caused Drexel to create this new major? What was like the cause behind it?
Absolutely. So first of all, Drexel is sort of known as charting the course and sort of being forward thinking and understanding that there's going to be issues within society that are emergent, and we're here to sort of solve those issues and be at the forefront of the nexus of technology and society and business, certainly in our business school. And my colleagues actually helped to put together an exploratory committee university-wide that looked at, this was several years ago, the esports industry and how Drexel University, as an entire institution, but also the various units, might how we might function with embracing the industry of esports. So there was the academic program, there was the esports space, there was the the esports varsity team potentially, and how we as an institution would be able to really leverage this opportunity and become a leader within not just the college academic esport ecosystem, but esports at the collegiate level as a whole. And so President Fry and the rest of the leadership were very receptive to sort of the white paper, and we were given support to create the major, and we were fortunate to have a variety of fantastic people work on that interdisciplinary curriculum that has now emerged. And as you had said, Ava, the program just went live this past fall. And we're rocking and rolling. We've got classes that I teach. We've got classes that are offered with our partner college at Westfall. And we are hoping that we're going to be implementing, as we get back onto campus and things open up in a post-COVID world, additional offerings to really leverage the unique opportunities that we have here in Philadelphia.
Yeah, definitely. And like, speaking of opportunities, I guess, what kind of opportunities will Drexel offer to students? And also, going off of that, why do you think students should pursue a career in esports? Like, what kinds of things would students be interested in with esports?
This is an industry that continues to evolve. This is an industry that is really just getting started in terms of solidifying into a space that where people who are entering in getting entry-level jobs will have the opportunity to really make decisions that are going to move the business of esports along very quickly. So it's not just the business of esports is just not about playing video games. A lot of esports is focused on the content, the marketing aspects, facilitating events, whether that's in-person events or online events. And it's about cultivating sort of the emergence of the game itself, but also the ability for people to either tune in online on stream, or hopefully soon, once facilities open back up, to actually have live in-person events, not just small events, but large-scale events, those that we were having in Philadelphia before COVID hit. But students who are interested in esports should know it's not just about video games. It's about content creation. It's about providing entertainment for consumers to consume. It's about cultivating the brands of organizations, of players, of teams, of leagues, of sponsors and corporate partners that are working with these different stakeholders. And it's about the fact that esports is not just at the professional level or the college level. A huge opportunity exists within grassroots esports, high school, youth, and sort of how young people congregate and socialize by getting, jumping on Discord, jumping online to play a game and chatting with their friends and hanging out during a game. And this is a way that a lot of people are able to connect.
Going off of that, you're talking about how there are so many different aspects to esports. There are so many different things you can do. So I also read in the article I saw on Drexel Now that the major will give you an opportunity to specialize in different things like game design. So could you tell us a little bit more about like specializing, if they offer like concentrations, and what kinds of courses students would be taking in this program?
So as you had mentioned, the esports business program did go live this fall, and it's one of the first of its kind in the nation, which is a Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration, focusing specifically on esports business. And this is an interdisciplinary program that will provide individuals with a well-rounded foundation, and it will be really ideal for anyone that's seeking an entry-level position within the esport ecosystem. We have also partnered, as I mentioned, with the Westfall College of Media, Arts and Design for that creative and design aspects that are necessary for anyone looking to major in esports business. So you couple that with the business foundation that we're providing, and that is going to allow students to have a hands-on, holistic experience The fact that they would be graduating with an esports business degree is also means that they are going to get a foundation in the various classes that anyone in the business school would graduate from. So you've got those core competencies that are necessary. So your accounting, your stats, your business principles, all of that is going to be material for anyone looking to enter the workforce in a business capacity. But we're going to provide specialized sort of opportunities for an individual seeking to get a job in esports. And so to the second point here, Ava, is about what you can kind of focus on. You can focus on operations within esports. You can focus on the design aspects of esports. You can look at the legal and issues within esports, because it's important to understand all of the opportunities in the business of esports, the competitions, the leagues, the events, the games, the streams, all of those are built on the foundation of the game itself, and that's intellectual property. And so the developers play a very important role in the business of esports. So it's also really critical for our students to understand how important it is to have a baseline understanding about how legal concepts function in esports. So there are a variety of different areas in which students can get academic grounding and experience. And then we offer not just academics, but there's classes that we're teaching and I've taught where students can do applied research in esports. We have a growing list of partners that are providing opportunities to co-op in esports. We've got project-based experiential learning opportunities with esports partners. And we're very lucky to be in Philadelphia, because Philadelphia is turning into the gateway for esports throughout the East Coast, excuse me. And so this really puts us in a unique position for our students not to get just that academic knowledge that's going to be critical to working in esports, but also the technical sort of experience that you need to hit the ground running if you are going to get a job.
Amazing. So I guess a student who does this program will have a very well-rounded experience, will come out with a lot of different skills. So going off of that, how can new Drexel students who are interested apply to this program? And if students want to enter this program, do they have the option to switch majors to enter esports management?
Yes. Thank you for asking. So students certainly can apply to switch majors. And I imagine that that's the first thing you want to do is probably be talking to your advisor about that or something like that. But in terms of applying to the program, if you go to the actual undergraduate programs page through the Lebow College of Business website, and you can get there fairly quickly just by putting in your search browser Drexel eSports Business degree, and that will pull up our undergraduate program page in eSports Business. And on the upper right-hand side, there's a link that you can click on to apply now to apply for the eSports Business program. Furthermore, if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to chat with any student who's expressing interest. You can contact me at jfl82@drexel.edu. Always looking for students who are interested. I do a lot of research in this area, and if anyone wants to jump in and start learning, that's great. And we also have organizations that reach out about projects and about wanting to get involved get our students involved and get our program involved. So it's a really great time to be a dragon interested in esports business. On a separate level, the business of esports has benefited because of what I said earlier, the pivot from traditional sports stakeholders investing in their business and perhaps now more heavily investing in esports infrastructure and esports stakeholder organizations. And that investment is going to manifest in myriad ways. And one of that is going to be greater esports offerings, greater esports opportunities. Certainly, esports is here to stay. Esports was going to accelerate and become more popular and become more of a permanent presence with or without COVID. But I think COVID-19 really helped shift the tipping point.
Absolutely. I guess you're practicing your passion through academics. So that's really all I have. And thank you so much for your time. Thank you for answering our questions about this new major. And I really hope this answered a lot of questions that students might have about this new major. And if you guys would like to see more content like this, make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel and that you are following Inside Ambition on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. All right, thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.